Hey ladies, this week's 5-minute tip is going to be about maximizing your power hour. So how many of you have an hour a day to sit and dedicate to 31? A whole hour? Probably not many of you, especially if you already have full-time jobs. But it is so easy to break down your hour into 4 15-minute segments, and that is much more manageable for all of us. So you can do that while you're sitting at baseball practice or football practice. You can do that while you're in the carpool line at school. You can do it on your lunch break at work. So breaking those up into 15-minute chunks makes it so much more manageable. And thank you to my accountability partner, Jenny Roberts, for really bringing this to my attention. And we talked about this earlier, and I just thought it was so important to share with you. So your 4 15-minute chunks that you should be doing every single day. First off, hostess coaching. Second, bookings. Third, recruiting. And fourth, your team or your personal business. So let's break each one of those down. You're going to spend 15 minutes a day on hostess coaching. That doesn't mean that every single day, 7 days a week, you're calling your hostesses. Hostess coaching could mean like not only the calls to her, the touch points. That could also mean making up your hostess packets, sending any new ones out, setting up your parties online, sending out the invitations, whatever it is that you're doing to work to make those parties successful. Take 15 minutes a day to do that. Next thing is bookings. So you're going to work for 15 minutes on bookings each day. It can be sending text messages or pick up the phone. You might just want to make a list of people to call and their contact information. I like to do that. And then while I'm sitting at practice, football, I usually park where I can see the practice, and I just go down through while I'm watching practice from my car where nobody can disturb me, and just make those calls one after the next until I get through my entire list. It could also be pink bag calls working on your bookings, because you're going to call those people and thank them for their order and ask them if they would like to get their friends together. Don't forget to be calling those online orders as well, especially when they're direct ship. You could call and just make sure they know their order is on their way instead of forwarding that email to them or just assuming that the company is sending them the email with the tracking. I always like to give a personal call and just say, I'm sorry I missed you at the party. I didn't want to miss out. Would you like to get your friends together and have your own party? So that's bookings. The next chunk would be for recruiting. So for recruiting, you could be making those contacts. You could be setting up coffee dates or dinner or drink dates with potential recruits. You could just be sitting down and going back through your contacts at all your hostesses and making a list of potential team members. You could be sending notes, inviting them to join you at the next Celebrate Connect meeting or next team meeting. Or just sending out those recruiting flyers or little booklets and say, I was thinking about you. We're going to have a great team campaign coming up this fall, and we're going to want you to write out those personal notes and send out the flyer with them and really touch base with everybody. And the last four of the 4 15-minute segments should be working on your personal business. So your personal business is going to be things like checking your email, replying to them, checking your downline. Even if you only have one person on your team, she is important to you and she needs to hear from you. Doesn't matter if you're not a director. You are her sponsor or someone under you sponsored her, and you need to be in touch with her and let her know that you're there to support her as well. You can be checking TOT. Be sure to check the business update and the announcements. And, of course, your email activity report, which comes out every week or every 2 weeks. So make sure that you're taking care of that as well. So there's your power hour broken down into 4 sections. Remember, hostess coaching, booking, recruiting, and personal business. And when you break it down in those sections, it's so much more manageable. So I hope that's really helpful for you and that you can start implementing that in your business as well. That's all for this week. Thanks so much. Have a great week.